we caught the Cyclone Fury String Launcher set in our spider web.
Are you ready?
Dude, that's pretty cool. Welcome to the spider web. For this video, I will be unboxing Hasbro's Cyclone Fury String Launcher set. CYCLONE ROKTAVOR is definitely one of my favorite Roktavors and probably one of my favorite bays in general. I've heard good word about this set, so I'm pretty stoked to open this. So admittedly, I did accidentally damage this. I don't know how, but I did. Stamina mode, which is with the attachment, and attack mode without the attachment? I was not expecting that. That's going to be really interesting. Taking a look at the parts, we have the Roktavor R7 drive chip, the Cyclone blade, the G04 gravity ring, the Giga disc, also known as QD02, TA22-Q, which is also Assault QuadDrive, and the armor tip, which is Never QuadDrive or S01. So regarding the launcher, it is a LR launcher, so you can launch bays that spin to the left and launch bays that spin to the right. Let's open this pack, shall we? Okay, this is different. This is really different. Alright, so instructions, launcher. Ooh, I love this. There is the QR code for you guys. Alright, we have the bays here, the layer, we have the disc over here, and the driver. Alright, let's take an in-depth look at the parts. First up, we will look at the Cyclone blade, which weighs about 6.2 grams, or maybe closer to 6.3. There's definitely a lot of room for stickers or more details, but there's just none. It's just an orange and yellow blade. Yeah, so the look of it, not really feeling it. But in terms of performance, it seems like it's going to have quite a bit of attack potential, despite being a stamina related blade. Although that may actually hurt the stamina aspects of this blade, but who knows. There's no wing gimmick, so the layer gimmick in the anime was that when you launch this blade really hard, or just launch in general, these wings were supposed to extend slightly outwards. However, the gimmick didn't really do anything. It kind of just made the bay look a little cooler. It didn't really boost performance. It was a cool gimmick, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty cool. I don't think this blade is gonna outclass a lot of the other ones, but you know, I could be wrong. Look, taking a look at the Roktavor R7 drive chip, also kind of lackluster. Sadly, despite putting detailed markings for the avatar head on like both sides, you can't really see it from a distance. I mean, you can kind of see it, but not really because of how clear the chip is, and for the fact that they didn't really add a lot of paint details to this, so it doesn't really pop out. You would have to look really close to see it. Now, if you could actually see it better, this would be a really cool looking chip, but because of the lack of colors, this just doesn't really help. The colors are cool, but there's just not a lot of it. There should be more. Now, we put it together, it does look kind of cool, but it definitely could have looked a lot better. Definitely. Taking a look at the slopes, and there's a QR code for you guys. Looks okay. Looks okay. Definitely liking the glitter in these chips, but again, the chip itself is so clear, it's kind of hard to see. The chip itself is not that heavy, of course. Not that heavy. Next up, we have the gravity ring G04. Nothing really special about it. A lot of the gravity rings weigh around the same. It weighs about like a little over 1 gram. It just looks kind of cool. That's really all I can say about it. Next up, we have Giga, and Giga is probably the star of the show, because Giga, not only does it weigh more than Outer, despite not looking like it will, it weighs more than Wheel.
You serious?
This is a heavy disc. Giga is a little over 25 grams. And that's good because of the way how it's shaped. As you can see, Giga is shaped to distribute that weight. And that really, really helps with helping the bay stay balanced. And really helps with increasing stamina. That's really good for this bay. That's really good for this bay. It also makes sure this bay isn't way too light. Definitely a really good part. Next up we have Assault QuadDrive, and I gotta say, Assault is probably pretty good as well. Definitely seems like it should be rather aggressive. The tip isn't really that big, like it's not that wide, but it's completely flat. So that does help with aggressive movement. And because it's not way too wide, it should definitely not have that messy of a spin path, and it should definitely not burn out all the stamina way too quickly. Although, of course, it is an attack type driver and stamina will deplete really quickly. Just not as quickly. Spring in this driver is pretty okay. I think it's better than the springs in the other QuadDrive drivers that we went over. Could I just say QuadDriver? Probably not. But, yeah, this is pretty cool. I think this is a good part. Probably not as good as the likes of Quick, but pretty good. Pretty good. Might be better than Jackie. The driver doesn't weigh that much either. It's kind of like around 5.7 grams. But hey, that's okay. It's an attack driver. It's supposed to have room to move. And finally, we have the Never armor tip. Never's pretty good. I think it's going to be close to the likes of Eternal, despite not having the whole free spin aspect of it, but it definitely seems like it's a good part. Taking a closer look at it, there you can see the very tip of it's kind of coned, but around it, it's like this wide circumference. Really good for life after death, and I believe the stamina will be pretty good as a result. So yeah, this is pretty nice. Like other armor tips, this one's really light. It's very light. As you can see, yeah, it's not that heavy. Here's a good look at Roktavor in core mode and in apex mode. Also, Roktavor's burst resistance seems like it's gonna be pretty good. Seems like it. I know it could take some weird amount of recoil, but I don't know. This is pretty smooth. I mean, it's kind of rigid, but at the same time, not as rigid as a lot of other layers. So this one is probably going to be pretty hard to burst compared to a lot of other QuadDrive bays. That's nice. Here's a good look at the weight of the layer with the chip and the gravity ring combined. The weight of the driver with the armor chip combined, and the weight of the entire bay. The entire bay is a little over 45 grams, which is pretty good. Alright, taking a look at the launcher. The string is almost as long as the Stadium, but that's not actually that long for a string launcher. It's pretty basic, but definitely could have been longer, because I know y'all really want to let it rip, but yeah. You really don't want to stress this launcher. You don't want to pull this way too hard to a point where you always feel it recoil back, because you will damage this launcher. It does look really cool though, but it is kind of small. In order to change it to left spin mode, just flip it over, pull this orange tab outwards, pull this little orange lever all the way over until it hits L. Push that back in, and there you go. Now you can launch left spinning bays. And of course, you can go do the same thing, except reverse this from the left spin mode to right spin mode if you want to launch right spin bays once again. There you go. Pretty cool, pretty simple. Alright, here's a warning. Do not, and I mean do not, wind any bays up on this launcher. You're gonna break it quick. So, see this guy? See this dude? I don't care that much for this launcher. Don't do this. No, you don't have to do that. Just set the bay on the launcher like that. You don't need the... This is not going to increase power or anything. It's just going to destroy power. You're going to wreck the launcher's gears, and it's going to weaken the overall launch power, and maybe at some point destroy this thing. So yeah, don't do that. Especially on string launchers. String launchers have it the worst. Time for the test launch. 3, 2, 1, let it rip! I probably could have launched it harder than that, but I'm trying not to damage my launcher way too much. So yeah, this is Cyclone Roktavor with the never tip. And in Apex mode, as you can see, it wobbled around for a little bit. And now it's very stationary. But I will say that this launcher does feel pretty okay. It feels pretty good. It doesn't feel as powerful as the ripcord launchers, which I feel are better performing. But hey, this is good. Before we continue with this video, please go ahead and leave a like if you've enjoyed it so far. Also, if you enjoy my content in general, make sure to hit that subscribe button and slap that bell so you do not miss any more of my awesome content. Thank you. Now back to the video. Now here's Roktavor in core mode with Assault QuadDrive. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Yeah, it's zooming. It be zooming. That's Roktavor. Oh, getting a little caught in those indents, I see. How about Bellfire? Let's get Bellfire up here first. Bellfire is in core mode with the Venture attachment. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Let's see if Roktavor can withstand the might of Bellfire. Come on, Roktavor, you got this. Just hang in there. Huh, a draw. Alright then. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Whoa. Maybe that was a little too strong? Whoa, Roktavor with a solid attack. See, I knew this was gonna have some good attack power. Roktavor with the win. Alright, I see you, Roktavor. I see you. See how you can face a stationary Bellfire though. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Whoa, okay. Nice bounce. Wow, Roktavor really utilizing the slope of the stadium. But it's kind of just zooming around. I mean, that's expected, but looks like it's taking the stalling route. Okay, never mind. We're going in. Definitely defeated Bellfire right there. Let's see if Cyclone can defeat Glide. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Woo. Whoa, solid contact. He's gonna win. Oh. Oh, wow. Cyclone Burst 2. But that was 100% a victory for Cyclone. That was Cyclone's victory. I saw that. Yo, Cyclone defeated Glide that time. Alright. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Woo. These bays hit hard. Cyclone may have a little less stamina than Glide, but seems to be beating Glide in battle. Yeah, look at that. Look at that life after that. Let's go. Ooh, you know what? Let's go all in for the attack. We're going to go Apex mode with the Assault Driver. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Attack of the Apex mode. Maybe. Come on, Cyclone, you got this. You don't have to sit there and... Okay, there we go. Come on. And that's quiet. Alright, let's try this one more time. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Come on, Cyclone. Ooh, okay. I don't know if Cyclone's gonna do it now. It already used up so much of his stamina. Yeah, alright. Why? Why? Oh, it's so close to bursting it too. Why? Achilles versus Cyclone in Apex mode with the Never attachment. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Sheesh, Union, calm down. Moving the whole stadium. And you're done. Okay. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Come on, Cyclone. Hang in there. Really taking on these hits. Alright, come on. Outlasted. Wow, this bay is good. This bay is good. And it wasn't even close to bursting. Bay is good. I'm gonna put Roktavor back in core mode for one more round against Union. Just to see what it's like. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Whoa. Rip. Whoa. Union with a jump. Jump right on top of Cyclone. That may prove to be very damaging for it. Very damaging. Unless Union decides to not attack it. Okay. Yeah, that's Union. But, guess what? Still not close to bursting. Didn't budge. Union's place printer? Three, 2, 1, minute. Alright, Roktavor, let's see what you got. You're doing really well so far. But Helios definitely is really good. And Helios with that victory. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Ooh, another direct hit. A lot of direct hits for this one. Roktavor is holding its own, which is really good. Okay. How about we give Roktavor the Never attachment? Definitely need more stamina for this one. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Wow. Helios definitely zooming around now. But I don't know if stalling will be a good thing against Roktavor or a bad thing. Although there's going to be spin equalization, so it probably doesn't matter all that much. And see, Roktavor wins that. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. The fact that Roktavor can actually beat all of these other really strong bays, depending on what mode it's in, yeah, shows how good this bay is. And man, is it taking a beating right now. But it wins anyway because it has the better life after that. That's really good. This bay's great. Let's get guys back here. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Whoa. Rip. Whoa. Well, it could be about stamina, or we can just end it like that. That's Roktavor. That's Cyclone. Destroyed Fafnir. God, Fafnir didn't even. Wow, barely even sat in there. Hasbro already took it out. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Yeah, Roktavor, I'm blocking you first. Your attack power is too insane. Trying to cut a tree down or something? Wait. Alright, so Geist does have 8 dash in the proof frame. Absorb Slingshot. Come on, let's see. That was Cyclone. That was Cyclone. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. Cyclone actually outlasted this dude. Okay. Alright. You know what? We're going to cut it right there. We're going to cut it right there. So, Spyder stats. Good bay. I'm going to say 8.5 out of 10 at the very least. Very least. It could have looked better. But that's really the only bad thing about this bay. Performance-wise, it's pretty good. But yeah, it definitely has great stamina, good life after that. Really good parts. Burst resistance is insane. It has some pretty good attack power as well for a stamina layer. Definitely underestimated this one a bit. This one's good. This one's really good. As for the launcher, I gotta say, it could be better, but it is a good one. It's pretty good. It has a surprising amount of power, but I still don't think it's as good as ripcord launchers generally. So I'm going to say 8. Well, I'll say 8 out of 10. I'll say 8 out of 10. Maybe 8.5. Does look good. Just kind of small. I wish there's a lot more string to it. In general, I'll give this set a 9 out of 10. It's well worth the purchase. It's worth it. I recommend it. It's pretty good. Especially for Roktavor, because Roktavor is a solid bag. Thank y'all for watching this unboxing. And keep blading. This is gonna be good.